What? Are we on? We're on the air? Oh, hi. Hey, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. It's Saturday, August 20th, 2011. You caught me eating a little breakfast here. Sorry about that. I usually don't try to eat when I'm doing these things. It kind of caught me off guard this morning. But, hey, you know what? It fits what we're talking about. And besides that, my most watched Take 5 ever was one where I was eating something. So maybe that'll work this time. Don't know what that is. Anyway, that was water. We're in Mark chapter 8. I better put on my glasses. And, well, poke myself in the eye. We are in verse 14. Now, when they had forgotten to bring bread, this is funny. This is really funny. And they had only one loaf with them in the boat. And he cautioned them, saying, "Watch out, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod." And they began discussing with one another the fact that they had no bread. And Jesus, aware of this, said to them, "Why are you discussing the fact that you have no bread? Do you not yet perceive or understand? Are your hearts hardened? Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of broken pieces did you take up?" They said to him, 12. "And the 7 for the 4,000, how many baskets full of broken pieces did you take up?" And they said to him, 7. And he said to them, "Do you not yet understand?" You know, Jesus is kind of talking to them like children there. You know, don't you have ears? Don't you have eyes? Don't you remember? Don't you understand? You know, they're just not getting it. See, here's what they think. They get in the boat, right, after Jesus has done all these wonderful things, and they forget to bring bread. They got one loaf, and that's not enough. You know, so they start worrying. Oh my gosh, we only got one loaf of bread. Then Jesus says, "Beware the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod." And they think that he's making some kind of reference to bread, because they didn't bring bread. And now they're even worried more. And he says, "Listen, guys." Basically, all right, he's being nice, but he's basically saying you guys are really just a bunch of dummies. And that's what he's really saying, but he's nice about it. So he says, "Don't you have ears? Don't you have eyes? Don't you see anything? Don't you understand anything?" All right, but before you get too hard on these guys, I gotta tell you, even this week, even with everything God's been doing for me, I still had a little bit of a struggle in my faith. Will he keep doing it? Will he keep providing over and over, even though he's shown that he will over and over and over? And I've seen amazing things in my life. I've seen miracles. Will he keep doing it? And, you know, it's like Jesus is saying to me, "Wayne, don't you have eyes? Don't you have ears? Don't you understand?" And the main point here doesn't have to do with food or provision. The main point there, he's trying to tell them to beware of the teaching of the religious, prideful leaders and of Herod, who actually was just a puppet for the Roman government. In other words, you just watch the teaching. There's a great scripture. It says, "Watch your life and doctrine closely." And that's what he's saying. He's saying you beware of the teaching, because what they're teaching isn't right, and the way they live their lives isn't right. He's not really talking about food, but they just didn't get it. But sometimes we don't get it, so open our eyes, open our ears, open our minds, and open our memories, and let's realize all the wonderful things God has done and he will do again. Come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.